Right, I'm going to attack a common misbelief today. I'm going to attack something that bothers a lot of people. I'm going to bring light and shed an understanding on something that affects 90% of people that walk this planet. Mainly women, a lot of the time guys as well. You would not believe the amount of women that I speak to that are self-conscious of the way they look, who they are, their initial first impression, the way they dress, the way they are without their clothes on. You know, every single aspect of what makes them who they are, they're self-conscious about. You know, like, that's why makeup is a billion-dollar industry. That's why all of this, like, beauty, like, things and your creams and all this stuff is a billion-dollar industry, because most women are programmed to feel self-conscious about themselves. You know, that they feel, you know, lower than they should do. They feel like they've got no self-esteem. They don't enjoy the way they look. You know, they're nervous about, like, who's going to have an opinion of them. But you know the most amazing thing that baffles me, right? Ladies, you're so worried about, you know, what other women are going to think about you, or what other guys are going to think about you, instead of realizing that if you're with somebody, man or woman, that's going to look into your eyes and appreciate who you are, they will love you for the way you look regardless. You know, it's as easy as that. It's as simple as that. Like, whoever you allow to be close to you will love and like you the way you are. And if they don't, they're the wrong person for you. Hey, Laura, thanks for joining. You know, it's astounding. I speak to a lot of new people on a daily basis. I speak to, you know, a lot of lovely individuals that cocoon themselves inside of themselves and live on this front, live with this mask, you know, live in the understanding that they have to pretend to be someone they're not, or they hide themselves away through fear of being judged of who they are. And it's such an upsetting thing to experience, you know, coming from a guy's perspective, because there are a lot of girls out there that are lovely, lovely people, and they come out with the, you know, your typical awful stories where they've been mistreated, or, you know, something's happened that's made them go within themselves. But I think that if more, you know, women actually realize that if they come out of their shell and be who they are and love who they are, they will find the person they're looking for. You know, when you pretend to be somebody you're not, you often find that you attract the complete opposite of what you're after. And then that's, your life spirals into a situation where you're so unhappy that you can't get yourself out of that situation. Then, you know, if somebody come over to you and said, literally, I love you for who you are, you know, let's just say is an interesting concept. You know, you're nervous about your body, and you know, when you look in the mirror, it's something that you're really concerned about, right? But somebody comes over to you and says, I literally love you for who you are, and they want you to take your clothes off in front of them. Would you be comfortable? A lot of times, no. But imagine how you'd feel if you were comfortable in the skin you're in. Do you know what I mean? If you looked in the mirror and you loved the person who's looking back, because let's face it, if it's to do with weight and things like that, like, if you really want to, you can get that off. It's not difficult. You know, like, whether it comes to diet and things like that, like, you learn what your body is, and if you get into a routine, you can achieve that. But so many people just really stop themselves from being themselves because of things that have happened, you know, and it's something that we have to address, I think, as people. You know, like, there's a lot of things that go on through day-to-day life. You know, a lot of things happen and a lot of things get us down, right? But if we appreciate the world for what it is and how vast it is and how gorgeous it is, and what we can actually achieve in it, and who the kind of people we can surround ourselves with, we can actually realize that we can achieve something totally different. You know, we can achieve a different sense of being, a different sense of happiness. You know, like, you know, there are days when I literally, everything goes wrong, but do you know what? I wouldn't live life any other way. You know, a lot of people say, I wouldn't take the risk to do that. I wouldn't take the risk to start my own business. You know, oh, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. Yes, you could. You're just telling yourself no. The first person you've got to convince is you. You know, and these videos, like, this voice I'm bringing out to the world, this voice I'm pushing out there, is your own. The same voice is in your head. You just choose to ignore it. The thing is that I listen to mine, and I actively let it come out as something that people can relate to. You know, like, at the minute, you can see these videos aren't going to expand as quickly as you think. But once people catch on and it reaches the right people and it expands, I mean, you know, the people that turn around to me and say, I believe in you, you know how much that matters to me? Now imagine coming out of your shell, finding something that's important to you, finding something that gives you fulfillment, that makes you want to get up in the morning, that makes you happy, that makes you want to be yourself with energy and confidence, and going ahead and doing it. That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. But not enough of us do that. Not enough of us take that leap. That it's not a risk, you know. It's not a risk. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You get rejected. What's the worst that happens? Somebody takes the mick out of you. Change who you surround yourself by with. If people take the mick out of you, change who you're surrounded by. If you try and tell someone the way you feel, they don't listen. Change who you're surrounded by. If you're literally, all of your friendship group make you feel uncomfortable and self-conscious, change who you surround yourself by. It's so important. It's kind of funny, really. I mean, why do you think I only associate myself with one or two people? Because one or two people are the only people I need in order to make me feel a certain way. Plain and simple. And, you know, don't get me wrong, like, I meet a lot of lovely people during the day. I speak to a lot of lovely people during the day. And, you know, I grow and expand my network because that's what this life is about. But I choose very carefully who I decide to let in, because it's just a fact. You know, it's not a bad thing. The people who don't gel with you will gel with other people. Half the time they're taking a mick out of you because, let's face it, when they look in the mirror, they're thinking the same thing. You know, and not often enough do we look into the eyes of the people that give us the grief and realize that they're living it themselves. And if you can empathize and take yourself and put yourself in their shoes, you'll find that they're not so different. You know, that's a lot of the time the root cause to bullies. You know, they're bullying because they're feeling a pain themselves. So some thoughts for you tonight. This was kind of, you know, dedicated to the female population. So I hope it gave you some things to think about. You know, I hope it gave you some things that you can relate to, that you can look at and say, you know, I get that. You know, yeah, I can see that. So thanks so much for the comment. Really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you took what you needed to away from this. Have a great evening, great day tomorrow, and see you soon.